Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you and a brilliant and luminous sun. This is a lot of charisma. This is really someone who feels like they're living their best life, right? Someone who is the best version of themselves, right? I think what I'm feeling with this card is you're finding the place where you really shine. Yeah, where all of your talents and skills, your interests, your loves are converging in the same place. Yeah. I also feel that your future is revealed to you, that there's nothing that is being hidden from you. Yeah. I feel like you're really able to see, and it's kind of, to me, it's almost like a clairvoyance. You're able to see far enough into the future that any decision, any choice that you're about to make, you can already see how it turns out. So you can make the best decision, right, for yourself, for your loved ones. I feel like you are a source of light, life, and love for people in your life, family members, loved ones, maybe a type of leadership thing at work. Let's see a few more cards. Yeah, let's see what else is going on here. This is really a really good place to start. This is healthy. This is happy. This is wealthy, right? Let's see what else we've got. We got two. Yeah, okay. Two of Swords. That's very much this idea of the kind of clairvoyance of trusting in our intuition, trusting in our vision and in our sight, not necessarily the kind of logical step-by-step, consequence of your decision and your actions, but you can really actually kind of see in the spiritual sense how things are going to turn out for you. Very interesting. And look at that, luster, strength. 10 of Cups. 2 of Wands. Yeah, there is some sort of a leadership thing in your life. I think you're taking charge either of your family, of the business. It could be that this vision you have is giving you kind of a leg up on your leadership, giving you a bit of an edge, so to speak, right, with the swords here, on whatever it is that you're trying to intentionally do, right? Wherever you are trying to take your life, your business, your family, your creativity, you're doing it with a lot of passion, a lot of leadership, and a lot of skill, too. The 6 of Swords is a very, very skillful card. This is a card that says we're really we're using all of our faculties here. Right? We're not just trusting in the intuition. We're not just using logic. We're not just being led by the heart or whatever. We're kind of a whole integrated unit of energy. You are that sun. And that sun energy represents the totality of your spiritual being, physical being, emotional, mental, creative, all aspects, the astral part of your being, everything, the vital body. This is the complete self. And I think that's why the sun is kind of the esoteric symbol of the self. It incorporates everything. Right? The ego is in here. The emotions are in here. The memories are in here. Everything. Yeah. And it's fully activated now. So you really have this, you really have an enlightened consciousness right now. And I don't know if this is something that happened abruptly. We kind of, with the 2 of Wands, I wonder if this is kind of an overnight thing for you, where suddenly we wake up one morning and we just kind of, we know who we are, we know where we are, where we're going, what we feel, what we want. It feels like it's kind of an overnight change to me. Yeah. There's the confirmation. The Tower card in the position of the environment. To me, it was an abrupt kind of overnight change. Oh, and look at these major arcana. Tower, Lovers, the Moon. Very cool. And I say cool because I like the Moon card for its own reasons, right? This is kind of the underneath, the upside down, the dream world, right? The subtle realms, the tunnels, the underground, yeah. And it's a dark, scary place, right? Unless you've got a torch, unless you're the sun, because the sun's going to rise. You see that card? That card even really just right there on the face of it shows the solution to this. With this enlightened consciousness, you are this self. And therefore, your future is not a dark place. It's dark until you get there, right? It's not a party till Virgo arrives, right? I feel like this is kind of a big, sudden shift for you. And maybe it's leading to a lot of sudden changes in your life. Maybe because we have this kind of enlightened, I don't know what else to call it, this enlightened consciousness. I think we're making a lot of decisions in our life. We're not putting up with any nonsense. This is a no-nonsense zone now, you know. And so it could be a lot of changes. We see the Tower, we see the Two of Wands. I think that you are, you're doing what needs to be done. And if people don't like it, well, that's just going to have to be okay, right? Because you are doing what is going to be best for you and your loved ones. And the Ten of Cups here in this position shows that you're not just acting for self. Being a self does not mean that you are selfish, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's not that you are living only for ego. No, because our world, our self, contains everybody else. So when you are doing something for yourself, you're doing it for the world. When you do something for the world, you're doing it for yourself. And this Ten of Cups is saying that you're very much aware of how all of your actions will affect the world. Both your local world, your family and friends, but then the larger world too, the universe, right? And you are doing what is best for everyone. You have this, again, I don't know what to call it, this activation, this perception now, this insight, this power, this illumination that is so in harmony with the universe that every decision you make is going to be good for all of us, for everyone, right? At least everyone in your kind of immediate surroundings, let's say. I don't want to, I don't want to expand this too far, but I wonder if you are kind of doing something that is geared towards a larger group of people. So this could be, we could be talking about the company, right? Could be talking about the family, but maybe the neighborhood, maybe the town, maybe the country that you live in. Maybe you're going into government. I do feel like there's a connection with politics here somewhere for you. I don't know, for you or for a family member. Maybe local politics, city council kind of thing. But I feel like you're taking more of an active leadership role in doing what's right for everyone, right? Within that kind of circle, whether it's local, city or something. Let's select the mystery card before we get too far into this. Yeah. I feel like this is really better than anything that you've ever seen. I think that you're feeling more capable and more powerful than you have ever been. Okay, this is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it here. We're going to put Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, right there on top this time. Mr. Ed's going to take control of that card so we don't try to sneak a peek at it. That card will tie everything together at the end of the reading. All right, it will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what the mystery card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. You're here, might as well put you to work. All right, let's take a look around the room. We start out with a lot of major. We've got fire, we've got water, we've got air, right? The only thing that we're not seeing right now is the earth energy. I'm hoping the mystery card will be something like a 9 or a 10 or even 8, an 8, 9, 10 of pentacles. Maybe the world card, I think that would be quite nice, or the Wheel of Fortune would be quite nice. So far, what I really see is not a lot of, at least maybe the first phase, is not a lot of building up of things, but a lot of kind of dismantling old things that aren't working. Before you build a car, you kind of have to, take the old one apart, right? Before you rebuild an engine, you got to take it apart, right? So that you can rebuild it, put it together with better pieces, right? Clean all the components, replace gaskets and O-rings and nozzles or whatever the heck is in an engine. And then you put it back together and it's going to be something better. It's going to be better than you have ever had before, right? So I feel with the Tower card and the position of the environment, there's a lot that you're trying to take down. That you're trying to, I almost feel like you're trying to right a bunch of wrongs. Does that make sense somewhere for you? I kind of feel like we're taking things apart in order to expose them, to look at them, to clean them up, and put them back together better than anything you've ever seen, right? To make them work more efficiently in whatever sense that is applying here, okay? But we don't yet have the earth energy. So I feel as if this is kind of the beginning of a new path for you. It could be that we've had this sudden realization about what our orbit is, right? If we're this star, what is your orbit? What is your path? Are you a binary star? Are you a trinary star? Are you just a solo out there cruising through the universe, And where are you meant to go? What are you meant to do? What is your path, right? Now, I don't think destiny is necessarily what you're doing, because I think you could take this kind of enlightenment and you could put it into any field, any project, any interest, any subject anywhere in the world or in the universe, and you could be successful at it. That doesn't mean it's your destiny, because it could be everything, right? So how do we narrow it down? It's not what you're doing, but how and why. And I think with the Two of Swords, you've had some sort of spiritual realization, some sort of epiphany about what you are meant to be doing at this time. Now, that could change, and that's the point. It's not what you're doing, but how and why. Right now, you feel you're drawn to this thing. Well, it doesn't mean you're chaining yourself, you're handcuffing yourself to this thing, and that you're never going to do anything different. No, because your will, your star, your orbit might take you away from this towards something else. Now, there's also a C or a K name involved here. I don't know if it's the name of the business, the name of the thing, maybe C for, no, not council. It could be, I guess. City, council, maybe. But it's a C or a K name is attached either to you or to what you're doing at this time. But what we're trying to point out now, I think, is that you're experiencing this influx of psychic activity, of a download of, a download of your blueprints, your Six of Swords, right? You're receiving instructions from your spirit, from the divine, from your own star, your own spirit, about what you're supposed to be doing right now at this time in your life. And I think it was something rather, I think it's kind of I think you woke up one morning, it was like an overnight change, and it dawned on you, I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Kind of like Doc Emmett Brown in the flux capacitor. Slipped, fell, hit his head on the sink. He woke up, he had a vision, a picture in his head of the flux capacitor. And it's kind of like that, and that creates a whole chain of events, right? That kind of goes outside the bounds of time and space, which I think is kind of what we're getting over to in the major arcana over here. But the first kind of blueprint that we get is this Six of Swords. Everything makes sense. Everything that has been kind of confusing you lately now makes sense. Okay? Because the problem with the Two of Swords is that a lot of us look at it and think, oh, I've got to decide. I've got to kind of pick things apart, and I've got to look at both angles. I've got to try to see the different, the different perspectives of this thing. I've got to really try to reason it out. I've got to do the math, right? I've got to write out the equations and show my work and all this stuff. way too intellectual. Way too intellectual. The Two of Swords is about transcending that need. The mind always tries to split things up and to look at things and ends up going in a circle. We explain things by other things. We explain those things by other things. And pretty soon we're right back to where we started. Right? So the Two of Swords is about us transcending that. Tapping into that lunar energy. See, there's a little tiny moon at the top there. And on a lot of other tarot packs, the Two of Swords has some sort of lunar imagery. Because it's not about the intellectual left or right, this kind of false dichotomy, which never can be reconciled. The mind won't allow it, right? So we transcend that in a way that gives us an openness to receive really the starlight. And now we don't have the star card here. You want to know why? Because you already are that energy. This is the sun, but you know the sun's a star, right? This is your personal star, up close and personal, right here in the center of you. So we don't need the star card out here to light the way. You are the illuminator, right? You are the illuminator. And I think the Two of Swords is kind of how this came about. And I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if you do some sort of meditation, or if this was one of those kind of random, unexpected spiritual experiences, you know, or maybe you did wake up one morning and realize it dawned on you kind of what your star is telling you. It could be that you had a similar event to Doc Emmett Brown, and maybe you had some sort of an injury or some sort of a close call. I don't know, maybe a near-death experience or some kind of that feeling you get when you realize that you just like avoided an accident, where you were about to step out into traffic and then something stopped you before you got like smashed, that kind of feeling that just, you get just this pallor and, the adrenaline, your heart stops for a second. It's kind of that kind of a moment, right? But it feels like it's one of these kind of sudden realizations. And Two of Wands, it gives you this sense of determination. This is a sense of like, I kind of know what my battle is in life now. I feel like you're fighting for a purpose. I feel like you've got something that you believe in so strongly. And you feel it so strongly. We've got that luster strength card. There's no doubt about it that you can do this. You've got the strength, the courage. You've got the blueprints, the intelligence. You've got the heart for it, right? You've got the star. You've got the illumination. And I feel like, especially with the luster strength card, there's nothing that can prevent you from achieving your goals here. And I don't know what your goals are. Maybe it's not anything like government related. It feels like it's something like that. Some sort of leadership thing where you're trying to almost change something from the inside. I don't know exactly. That's the impression that I'm getting. This is the confidence that comes with that solar perspective. And this really says that you can reach up into the night sky and you can pluck a star down. Right? It's this sense of we're growing in size to where we are filling the whole universe. Could you imagine how large you would have to be if you could just reach out and pluck a star from the sky? Right? I mean, it kind of boggles the mind of like the proportions that we experience when we think about outer space and about cosmic kind of, the scale of things in the universe. It's really crazy. But anyway, I feel like that's kind of the level of, I don't even like to say confidence, almost like a certainty. It's not even a confidence, it's more like an acknowledgement of our own magical abilities, right? This is something that you feel very passionate about. This is not just, oh yeah, maybe I'd be good at that. No, it's like you wake up and you have this certainty that this is my mission. This is my path. This is my destiny right now. This is what I'm meant to do. Maybe it's a social issue, right? It's something that you feel so strongly about. Yeah. And you've got the right plan. You're not just going into it blindly. You're not just jumping headfirst into something that's going to be a disaster. You're very, very organized. It's very well planned. Yeah. And so I feel like this is something that is going to benefit everyone, at least those that are within your sphere of influence, however large or small that sphere of influence is. It's something that really is meant to bring people together. It is meant to heal people. But sometimes to heal people, we've got to wake people up. You know, I think the tower. Well, let's move over to the path of the serpent altogether now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel, and I do appreciate that. Okay, now we start with the Queen of Cups. Okay, and I wonder if the Queen of Cups was. It's a big contrast, right? Because this is the only water energy that we have in the reading right now. You know, and this is a lot of water. This is a real depth, and this could be this kind of inner journey that you've been on. And maybe it happened in an instant. Maybe it was an overnight thing, as in this was a very profound dream that you had, right? One of those dreams that is like a prophecy, like a premonition, like it felt so real, right? But I also wonder if this card is talking about you being kind of a natural healer. Yeah. I feel like you've got, and I don't know, maybe the work that you do is related to healing, but you're kind of, I don't know if you're trying to right a wrong or something there. Yeah. I don't know if you work in healthcare or work in a hospital. I kind of am not feeling that exactly, but something along those lines, because this is really deep water. This is an intense care and concern for others. This is real compassion, real empathy. And I feel, I wonder if in your life you've maybe felt a little bit closed off in that way. Because when we take this and we put a tower right above it, it's kind of like you're tearing down these walls around yourself that's really letting this water energy out. Yeah. So I don't know if this was something that was still in potential. See this 10 of Cups? You know, this is the ideal. And then here we're really opening the floodgates. And now this is really going to happen. You know, it's kind of like living in a desert here, and then you've found the keys to the reservoir or whatever, and you're opening up the floodgates, you're letting all the water out, right? All the water out. I wonder if this is going to be the 8 of Pentacles, right? Showing like the crops growing from this kind of arid land now just flourishing. Kind of reminds me of Dune or something, you know, or the terraforming. But there's a real depth, and I think that this illumination, this enlightenment, I think has really lifted the veil to your true desires, your true emotions. Yeah, I wonder if you've been a little bit closed off emotionally in your life, right? Maybe. This could be coming from an older female energy in your life. It could be a mom or a grandma. It could be an older sibling or something. But I almost wonder if our upbringing, right, kind of taught us this. You know, maybe it was from like a mom or a grandma. I think it's the maternal energy that raised you. And maybe that was kind of the influence of like, you keep that stuff locked up. You keep that stuff bottled up because it's not going to help you. People will take advantage of it, etc. Right? But I feel like you're finding this way to unleash all of this emotion and compassion and empathy, all of this love energy. And water love energy has been a theme in your readings for the past couple of cycles at least. So there is something to that, getting that emotional water flowing again. Yeah, so that it can kind of nurture the land, right? Help to heal everything. So I feel like things do kind of need to be torn down before they can come back together and unite, right? We're dissolving and we're coagulating, right? We're separating and we're recombining. And it is through that it's all done with love, right? It's all done with love. We started with the Ten of Cups with love back here. This is the ideal that you, I think, have always kind of held in your heart. Now, I also wonder if you have a collection of a collection of things from the ocean. I don't know if it's seashells or like things you found on the beach or something. I feel like there's like a lot of things that you've just kind of found and collected. And I guess seashells, I don't know what else they would be. Crystals or stones or just things, maybe just random things that you found on the beach or something. I don't know why Spirit's showing me kind of like a basket or something with a lot of like beach stuff in it. I don't know what that is. Maybe home decor. I don't know what that is. It's interesting. But anyway, the Tower in the position of the environment. I do think that this is kind of a sudden change for you. It does feel like it's kind of an overnight. We kind of woke up to our own nature overnight, and we're realizing that there's a lot of stuff that we have to get rid of, tear down. And these are our own walls, really, right? Our own walls. And maybe in a very easy way, we can interpret these cards. You've got all this love in you. If you tear down the walls and accept love, then your future will be bright and luminous because you're bringing your true self through this process. You will have this perfect union, and your future will be revealed to you. Your future will not be a mystery. It will not be a nightmare, for sure, right? You're getting out of this dark night of the soul. You are the sun that is rising in that future. But of course, we've got to tear down these walls first. Okay? If we're going to achieve the union that we really, really want, we've got to get rid of those things it's those buffers, it's those defense mechanisms, it's those walls we put up because we don't want people to see the water that's really there, you know? And it's just a way of keeping ourselves safe, honestly. Let's see. I feel like there's someone in your life that's kind of in the sales department or something. Is there a salesperson close to you? I kind of feel like Spirit's given this kind of like pushing like this sales pitch kind of thing. You know, that I almost wonder if you've had a bit of a spiritual conversion or the spiritual awakening, and now it's kind of like there's this, especially with the Sun card, there's this impulse to just kind of preach it, you know, shout it from the rooftops, from the mountaintops, you know. Maybe that's the sales vibe, but maybe there's a salesperson close to you somewhere in life, yeah. I feel like you believe so strongly in whatever is going on here that you want to share it with others. You want to communicate it to others. But what we know, of course, from this air energy and, you know, from our past experience is that we can't convince other people of anything. This isn't something that you're going to be able to talk about really and explain except with other people who know, right? Because not everybody speaks our language, right? Not everybody speaks the language of Spirit. So it is kind of difficult to talk about these internal experiences, these internal changes, this illumination, this enlightening that you're going through. It's not easy to talk about because people might look at you and scratch their head like, what are you talking about? You know, your people are out there. Some of them are here in this community, Dove and Serpent Tarot community, right? I feel like most of us speak your language. Yeah. But I think what we really want and what we might be still a little bit reluctant for is this union. Now, the Lover's card doesn't always mean a romance. I say that every time. I try to always put up a disclaimer. Doesn't mean romance. Calm down. Calm down. Doesn't mean you're getting married. It could, if that's what you want, right? I feel like what we want is a union. We want that sense of community. We want that sense of family, right? We want to fix whatever is wrong so that we can experience that kind of intimacy and union and love, whether it's with family members, friends, lovers, with the universe, with nature, with whatever it might be. We want that experience. And I feel like this is what's going on. And I think this can be better than anything that you've experienced. And the icing on the cake has got to be this moon card. The idea that your future is no longer this scary, uncertain place. You're bringing the illumination. Every step you take into the future is illuminating a little bit more of your path. So it's only scary until we get there, and then we have a full view. Yeah. And for those of you that may be going through a bit of a dark night of the soul right now, this reading is the promise from Spirit that it's going to get brighter. Because you are that ball of fire. You are that sun that is lighting the way. And maybe this is something that you need to hear right now, that in order for you to get through this, you have to find your purpose right now. Right? You have to find that thing that you just want to shout from the rooftops and the mountaintops. You have to find that thing that you feel so passionate about. And we've got to tear down the barriers of our own soul that's preventing us from going after that with the courage and gusto and the zest for life that we see with the robustness that we see with these cards. If there is anything preventing you from going full speed ahead in your orbit, on your path, in your destiny, those are the walls we've got to tear down. Yeah. That's what we've got to tear down there. So I like this one. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. I was thinking maybe an Eight of Pentacles. I know I had one other thought, but I don't remember what it was now. Still thinking Eight of Pentacles, or like I said, maybe the World, a Universe card, maybe the Wheel of Fortune, maybe the 8, 9, or 10. Yeah, 8, 9, or 10 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, I want you to put that prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it now, and we'll see what this is. Here we go. Oh, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is something else, because look behind her. That's the land of milk and honey. That is the paradise. That is the promised land. That is the Empress energy back there. So the High Priestess is the moon. The full moon, fully illumined moon, psychic energy. Right? And it's through that fully illumined psychic perception, sixth sense, that you have the promise of what is on the other side of these pillars. Because this is the new moon. This is the moon card. This represents the new moon's darkness, right? Saying you got to go through these two scary pillars. That's the doorway. That's the threshold. You got to go between the pylons to get to your future. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But you've got that psychic perception, right? From the Two of Swords that we talked about. Now you've got the full moon. Now you can see what's between those pylons. And you can see that it is paradise waiting for you. Right? Gosh, that really feels good. I feel like you've got some kind of a moon phase calendar or something that I feel like you're very in touch with the moon in some way. I don't know if you do moon magic, if you follow a lunar calendar, or if you have some sort of imagery, or like the moon phase chart or calendar or artwork or something around you, right? I feel a strong connection with the moon for you. Even in your physical environment, I feel like you've got moon stuff. Maybe you wear a moon pendant, or you've got a moon tattoo or something, right? But I see moon phases around you. Yeah. And I think it's coming out in the cards too, in a very real way. This is really nice. This is beautiful. I guess we should do an extended reading now. Yeah. If you would like to stick around for that, click on the link that's up here in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Virgo every Tuesday and Saturday. But I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Just come back, see me tomorrow. Come back, see me every day. I'll be here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I feel like there's something very important in Bulgaria, because I'm getting that Sofia thing again. I think when I get Sofia, it's talking about Sofia, Bulgaria. Yeah, because I get it with an F. So I think there's something significant there. I think there's someone is watching from Sofia, Bulgaria, and I think this is a very important message for you, as it is, I think, for all Virgos right now in the collective. But specifically, there's something going on in Sofia. Okay. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.